old this guy is falling off. I think age is just a way of thinking. Look at this tree guy. He's older than me. He's old as dirt, and he's a tree. I can be what I want to be. Folks, there's going to be a new vaccination, and that's because these birch-like trees are turning into zombies, and it's from the last Republican era.
Okay. Now you're going to take your finger so it looks like this.
Okay.
No, other hand. Alright, so grab it with your other hand, like the tip of the finger. And now eat your hand.
And so don't get in our way, because if you do, we're going to stand up and we're going to organize and we're going to speak up and we're going to say, we're not having that, we're not playing that. And so
I never want to hear a man tell me, oops, sorry babe, I put it in the wrong hole. First of all, that's my favorite. And second of all, put it back.
One of my sources told me that you recently developed a furry fetish. Is that true?
Well, that depends on my mood.
Can you elaborate more on that matter, or do you prefer me changing subject?
God is the one to blame for that, since he guided me towards OxyContin. I have these intense...
One of my...
We'll convert your children. Someone's gotta teach them not to hate. We're coming for them. We're coming for your children. We're coming for them. We're coming for them. We're coming for your children. We're coming for them. Your children will care about fairness and justice for others. Your children will work to convert all their sisters and brothers. Then soon we're almost certain your kids will start converting you.
There are some people who have charm and some people who don't. Guess which type I am.
Give me the blunt, man. If you gonna give it to me, give me the blunt. Why you got to aggravate? Give me.
Let's look at the more serious issue. Can you imagine President Kamala Harris as commander-in-chief making decisions about the lives of our men and women in uniform, my brothers and sisters in uniform, making the decisions about war and peace, the life and death of people around the world? This is an incredibly dangerous proposition. We've seen how dangerous the Biden administration has already been. Kamala Harris as president and commander-in-chief would be catastrophic for our country and the world.
They're trying to tell you this man is a...
when we invest in clean energy and electric vehicles and reduce population, more of our children can breathe clean air and drink clean water.
Did y'all hear that?
If Disney wants to make more woke films that tank at the box office, they are more than welcome to do that, but maybe think of an original idea. Maybe not destroy a classic from my childhood and put an actress in there that not only hates the plot and the storyline of the movie she's in, but also seemingly hates Snow White, the character herself. I mean, that's one interview clip that you read the quote from, but she's gone on to talk about this film numerous times, how
I'd love for the feminists, please apply for the oil rigs. Please go do the hard jobs in society. They're open, they're hiring, because I don't think men or women are equal until we do the equal work. Go apply to be on the oil rigs, go be an electrician, go be on the front lines of the military, and then we should have equal rights. But until feminists are willing to do that, I don't believe we should have the freedom without the responsibility.
Okay, well, I don't think that I'm physically built for that. You might be. You said you were a volleyball player, and so you've got more strength than I do.
I don't have more strength than
I'm not going to take your right.
If feminists really believed in equality, which you guys don't, I would love for you. There is an oil rig hiring. There is an engineer.
I would actually love to see Avis actually in an oil rig.
Seriously. There is a building being built next to my building. Go do it, feminists.
Take your chicken, put it in the pot, and you're going to let it sit for a couple minutes.
Murder on the beat, so it's not nice. Booty so big, word, Lord.
Well, folks, I'm planning on beating Trump, and I would love to have a finger like this. I could, get the women, get them off of the
Big time update on our base boy Jaden. Jaden was of course kicked out of his school for wearing a Gadsden flag on his backpack. Jaden is back now, baby, with not only the support of the governor of Colorado, but also the support of the school board, which had an emergency meeting and voted to allow Jaden back into his class. Now these are of course small, ridiculous victories. This should have never been an issue. However, it is great to defeat communism. It is great to not be someone who is bent under the heel of these sick Marxists, and it is great to have a giant W handed to the side of freedom. Gen Z is incredibly based. We are doing our jobs, and Jaden is of course now a meme legend.
Whoa, I figured it was going to be broken.
For me, baby! I'm a white boy. White trash, motherfucker!
In this video, I'm going to tell you exactly what happened. This man was acting a fool, and then he made this mistake of having this be his last.
What is 7% of 209? 7 times 2 is 14 and 7 times 9 is?
Ooh, there's some woke noodles left. Yummy.
So do you think it's okay to transition children? Yeah. To Christianity? No. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
So thank you. I love y'all.
Maybe they talked about this.
So of course we'll talk more about who else should consider getting tested for syphilis. But first let's go back to that infectious lesion. Within 3 to 90 days of initial infection, a person will develop a small bump or papule, again most commonly on the genital structures like the penis or the vulva. Now that papule will soon open up or ulcerate, and this is the infectious lesion, which is actually called a chancre. Pretty interesting name. Now this chancre is highly infectious, meaning you could spread it easily to another person because it contains a high number of these treponemes or the bacteria. So in other words, probably not a good idea to participate in intercourse with people who have chancres.
The average woman is overweight, 70% of us are fatties. And on top of that, you know, the average chick, I would say isn't feminine because honestly, I'm not the most feminine individual in the world. And I meet a lot of chicks often where I'm like, you act like a dude.
Do you think I'm trying to live for a man and find a good man at 24? I'm not. So like down the road when I'm a little older and I'm ready to settle down and I'm done with my business.
Down the road when you... Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got some Harry Potter erotica to read while sipping gasoline through a glittery straw. Meanwhile, Trump will still be trying to figure out how to spell his own name without assistance from his bankrupt businesses.
I love pickles. My mother makes me eat them. I'm crazy about them. I'll sell you my pickle for a nickel. How about 2 cents?
What am I gonna do? I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I'm gonna stay up all day. I'm gonna sleep up all night. I'm gonna give it a ho.
When the police raided the New York residence of Jeffrey Epstein in July 2019, they discovered an Austrian passport with a Saudi Arabian residence and a false name with Epstein's photograph. Epstein's lawyers claimed he carried the documents to shield his Jewish identity whilst in the Middle East and did not use the documents to travel. However, federal investigators reported that he used the passport to enter multiple countries in the 1980s, including Saudi Arabia. According to Epstein's address book that was seized by the FBI, he allegedly had 2 US numbers for King Salman of Saudi Arabia, who at the time was only a prince, one with a Washington DC area code and another corresponding to Northern Virginia, just outside the capital. There is also evidence put forth by journalist Eric Rosenwald that Epstein's private jet landed at King Khalid International Airport in Saudi Arabia on November 7, 2016. Whilst the New York Times journalist James B. Stewart was interviewing Epstein in his New York apartment, Epstein pointed to a picture of a man claiming that it was the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, who according to Epstein visited him many times and they spoke often.
That's right, folks. You've been dumbed down as a child. And your grandma's grandma was dumbed down, and your mama's mama was dumb. Hunter Biden, you're in. You're white. You're high. My son Hunter's piss is not for sale.
Would you be a stay-at-home dad if your wife made over $500K a year?
'cause girls is players too.
Hi, I'm 10 years ago. Let's reminisce 2013. Anna Kendrick picked up a cup and bam, white girls had a new Supreme. Instagram still.
Do you know who the Statue of Liberty actually is?
No.
Lucifer. The Statue of Liberty has 7 points on its crown because he indulges in all the 7 sins of the world. And on top of that, it's holding a torch representing the light bearer, Lucifer. Do you know who the...
My name is Teacher Roby. I am non-binary. I use they, them pronouns. For example, they are a great art teacher. They taught us how to draw a stitch. Many of you already know that about me.
My dog stepped on a bee. My dog stepped on a bee.
Thank you. Somebody said it. Listen to this.
Freedom is only one generation away from extinction. All these people that complain about these billionaires and all these guys, who do you think's keeping this country afloat? How do you think this works, you dummies?
Some of you think I'm too old. Some of you think I move like this goat. Some people today say I'm as limber as this goat.
Puberty is
you
the
have
stage.
a lot to learn about science.
Really? And I will tell
You're
you from
telling
experience.
people what not to do with their bodies, so that's not joyful.
Well,
You're
no,
telling me that
no.
I cannot have agency over my own body?
No.
That's not spreading joy. That's
No, you-
spreading
no.
control.
You can have agency of your own body.
And you're
I
saying
believe-
you're forgiven for it.
No. I'm saying you can have agency of your body. You just can't use your body to kill another person.
The Ukraine, why can't you just like get all the homeless people off the street?
Because war is profitable and
We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by the...
No, don't worry, buddy. We won't let him get into office again. Yeah, I know you're scared. Folks, if Trump gets in, we're gonna have a problem. Candace Owens.
I did work at Chick-fil-A and then my manager fired me because someone told him to look up Coco_coma.
And if you were around when my grandma and grandpa were around, we actually had slaves. Yes, that's right. Print them money, Joe. Make them 1%ers, Joe. Folks, I've asked the Treasury to print more money so we can get you these amounts so you can be top 1% in your age care. Like I said, folks, anybody making under $400,000 doesn't pay taxes. Not 1 cent. That's a promise from me. Joe, your big brother. I'm here.
I said I'd cure cancer. They looked at me like, why cancer? Because no one thinks we can.
Biden cured cancer. You idiot, he didn't cure cancer. You know, he sure did cure cancer.
Listen to what this ex-Satanist priest has to say about Christians that don't take spiritual warfare seriously.
Said people celebrate Halloween, right? I'm gonna be the Little Mermaid. A marine spirit. That's what you're gonna be, a water spirit. You're gonna change your identity for one night. Open doors and gateways and portals. Now that
I'll read some of this for you. It says, after a bit, a person's vagina becomes moist and slippery, and the becomes hard. After a bit, a person's becomes erect, stiff. Sometimes a bit of clear fluid that may contain a few sperm comes out of the tip of the and makes it wet. Was it something I said? If you don't want to hear it in a school board meeting, why should children be able to check it out of the school system? We have perverts that are perverting our kids.
Corner, voting rights, reproductive rights, Social Security, Medicare, democracy as we know it, are all on the ballot. While President Biden and I are working hard to lower costs and
my wife banned me from inviting Joey Diaz at our family events, and I kind of agree with her. Like, the motherfucker is always fucking around. You just don't know what he's about to do or when, but you know it's coming. So what drawed the line is that last year at my brother-in-law's wedding, Joey fucking slipped some acid in my whiskey, and that caused me to do something terrible. So according to my wife and everyone else there, I just stood up and started screaming at the pastor and telling him he is a fraud, that the aliens are our gods. And then I stripped naked and put the pastor to the ground, and I gave him a good old golden shower.
And don't let her fool you. If she has a tattoo, she can most definitely take it in the ass.
People don't really know or talk about this, but Disneyland in Florida has a complete underground facility. The compound is larger than the whole theme park itself. The structure goes down 20 stories in the ground, and it has interconnected tunnels that links to every attractions in the park.
I'd like to sit on the stand on the fact that I've reduced the bees that have attacked our nations, and I'm with. It's Donald Trump's policies that made the ocean get soft, and now the polar bear is in the water, and I can't stop until. People in office from Trump, and I'm bringing rainbows after his horribleness.
I know I may be young, but I've got feelings too. I'm a doll, but I still wanna party. Pink felt like I'm ready to bend.
God bless you all.
Secret Service team, the Eagle has finished his speech and is ready to move. All units prepare to escort the Eagle off stage. Okay, what's going on with his hands? Secret Service team, the Eagle has stopped. All he had to do was walk to the side of the stage, but he somehow got lost. Jesus Christ. Oh God, I thought the Eagle was about to stage dive there. That would have been so metal. Okay, now he turned around. All units, someone tell the Eagle his speech is over and to...
So, folks, it isn't hard to figure out that Candace Owens is going to run with Trump because they are racist, and I'm a good guy, and if you're not black, then you didn't vote for Joe Biden last time, and if you don't vote for him this time, you're not black again. And that's the facts, Jack. So, folks, it isn't hard to figure out that Candace Owens is